Good to go.
Okay, sisters and brothers of Victoria, because as a part of the APNU, it is our duty to come.
Don't shift none, man. Stay right there and talk. Stay right there and
The intent of the PPP to select those elections, and none other than the federal objection. There has been recently it is covered expression.
Hello, yeah. Find Cam Steve and tell me if you getting good idea. Then, ito. What's the cup? I didn't tell you you gonna be my PA. I didn't tell you. Here's me PA. Volume good? Wanna come here? Wanna come here? Wanna come here? I did same thing with them. So, no. So, how many nobody's candidates meeting? Let me see the video. Play them, huh? Let me see the line. Give me one. Throw one in the truck for me. One thing is, how many nobody's candidates? One thing, yeah. I put on a card. Let me see now.
He has to engender policies that will meet all the people, and he will not go into a village to look for you or you to say, I'm giving you things. You will still have to fit yourself into the arrangement that is put in place for you so that you can benefit from what the government has to offer. And many of the people who are shouting, yay, yay, nay, and Muhammad, are not ready for putting themselves in places and in positions so that they can earn a proper livelihood or work with the scheme of things that are going to be arranged for them. The other thing is that they are not looking at the policies that are being put forward for their own development. They're driven by this need, that we don't get, and we don't get. And they are getting. No. Because I understood that nearly 50 or 100 bicycles were sent into a gas filling station, motorcycles, and the Pompoten was told to fill all of them. Jerseys are being shared around, and when you collect the jerseys, you got money falling out of them and all of these things. So they are getting, but they are getting for a reason. And they do not understand that reason. The reason that they are getting is not because of concern for them or love for them or an interest in seeing them get better. It is the season for funny and fooling people and deceiving and deception. And they are going to fall in that deception. They're going to fall prey to all of the schemes that are out there to get them. But if you're smart enough, we say, whatever comes, you take. In Buxton the other day, young men were approached. And they were offered $30,000 a day. Imagine that. $30,000 a day to go into Luziknan and to put up flags for the PPP. The condition for them putting up these flags and receiving this $30,000 a day was that they must wear the PPP red jersey. Now, we encourage them to take the $30,000. But to be sensible enough to know that when the voting day comes, that you will enjoy the $30,000, but put your X next to the R. Many of our young people don't have that thinking and that reasoning. And so they will be caught in the trap that is being laid for them and then do the wrong thing. You see, I have listened to the political leaders that are outside the APNU. And I particularly am talking about the PPP and the winning political party. And if you look at and you listen to the PPP, you are conscious that they are coming with nothing new. All of the political parties that are talking about what they will do for Guyana are copying from the APNU. They are piggybacking of the manifesto of the APNU. Which means that the APNU is a party with the vision. They have no vision. Jack Dio the other day is talking about making life better for Guyanese and reducing cost of living. That man, something is wrong with Jack Dio. But you get children? That man got 2 children. We manufactured them the other day when they come out of some kind of mill or something. Right? But the point is, Jack Dio, when he speaks, you get a sense that he believes that Guyanese are stupid. And I genuinely believe that he believes that. That he can tell Guyanese anything, whether you're black, brown, pink, or blue, and that you will believe him. People have been crying out for years, since 2020, when this massive increase in prices began after the APNU left office. We began to speak about it, and the PPP has done nothing to halt that runaway in prices. And now he's coming to tell us that they're going to fix it after the elections in 2025. They talk about taking duties off fuel to reduce fuel prices. And I think it was Kiana Jabu who wrote to the newspaper asking, where did the money go for the reduction in the taxes on fuel? Because none went to the government, because we didn't see it at the pump. It meant that the businessmen were making a bigger profit because they were not paying the taxes and they were not reducing the prices so that the customers would benefit. And here again, they're telling us that they are going to reduce cooking gas for $1,000. This thing should get people angry because it's disrespectful to us. It is disrespectful to the people of Guyana. And we are taking it all the time. We have looked at the struggle of our teachers striking for a better wage and salary, better living conditions, and then they were sold out for 10, 9, and 8%. If you have this interest in the welfare of people, why is it that you have failed, when there is so much wealth in the country, to have that wealth passed on to the people so that they can benefit? All of the benefits are going to those who already have and who are close to the PPP. And there is nothing to tell us that it will be different after September 1 if the PPP gets back into power. Because they thrive on keeping us poor, because it makes us powerless in their eyes. Because it is the same poverty that is driving our young people to be so wanting that anything that comes, they are willing to grab. So a little contract for $1 million, and these contracts, when they get them, they have to buy things, and the conditions in the contract stipulate whom they must buy from. And when you check the persons whom they must buy from, they are not people like you and me. They are acolytes of the PPP. So everything goes back to them. And you are left with a little stripe. And our people are saying that they are getting. They have not been giving you for 5 years. And they behave as though now, because they want to vote, that they are concerned and they love you. And our young people are falling for these things. The other thing is that they pretend that the PPP is a 5-year government. The PPP has been in government for 28 years. And every time they talk from 2020, as though the other years are basically non-existent. But we have had 28 years of misrule, of mismanagement, of poor governance, of everything negative that a country can have under a regime that cares little for the people. And it is going to continue if they are given the opportunity to rig these elections as they plan, or if our young people do not come to their senses and realize that they need to walk away from this bandwagon that they've jumped on. I, from the inception, have said that the PPP understands black people in particular. They understand the aliens and they have studied us, and particularly our young people. Because in 2020, Ralph Francaran and the PPP had a fallout. He said he was leaving the PPP and he was forming his own political movement. And so he pulled a few people together and he formed the APNU. And he pretended that they were against the PPP, including the Amerindian guy, Schumann, and all of them. And the vote came, they got a seat. But the seat was never a seat for the people. The seat was a seat for the PPP. And so when Mohammed came, and he began masquerading in all of the African communities, not going to the Indian communities, and being flocked by young African people. The first set of them were paid acolytes. They were paid because their presence was used as a horse to bring the rest. And it worked. It has worked because we see so many of our young people falling for this trap that we are going to end up in again. And so the flood of young people who are saying that they're going to get is the message that Muhammad can give them think. I am saying that we run the risk of losing the moment and the opportunity to get the PPP off our backs. And we are going to find many of these people, if the PPP gets in play, saying, if we didn't know. But I can't say if we didn't know, because the Americans telling me, I've been putting it on my Facebook page, and I've been sharing this message. But there is a certain stubbornness in our young people, because they believe they know. They are driven by this want and belief that they will get, that they seem not to see the bigger picture. If they continue their way, they plan to reduce the APNU strength and to give the PPP the opportunity to get back in power even by the slimmest margin is going to be realized. And then we will have another 5 years of tyranny, burying our young people, of our resources being hijacked and used to satisfy the needs of the PPP, of other Adriana Youngs being drowned in pools, of our police officers being disadvantaged, taken advantage of, and not being promoted when they are supposed to be promoted, of an education system that continues to decline so that our young people cannot reason properly for themselves. All these things that are being done, they're not by accident. They are being done simply because they use them as weapons against us in times like these. And so we have to be conscious. We have to be willing to break the backs of the PPP. It means, therefore, that we have just under 1 month to reason with these young people so that they understand what is at stake. Discuss the manifesto that we have and show them the plans that the APNU has in train, not for any particular race of people in this country, but for all Guyanese. The APNU came out with 35% increase. Jack Gillo and the others came out with 50%. And it is not the first time that Jack Gillo is promising 50%. From 50, it went to 7, and then 8, and then 10. Because it just thought they got 10. And now the man is coming again to tell us that they're going to give us 50%. And there are people who believe him. Something is wrong with our thinking. Otherwise, it's not thinking at all. It's merely voting because Jack Dio possibly looked like me. The others who are skunking for are raised and for ministerial positions, we know that. I'm not here to mistreat tonight, but as the chairman from time to time I will interject, because this business of being hurt by the Grant administration and they're not doing anything for us and the vets, so they're voting for other people and they're going here and going there. I mean, who could be more vexed with Granger than the WPA? Who could be more angry? But the angriness is not be stupid. We vex, but we know what we got to do. It didn't turn us into anything that will take us away from the goal of making our people better. We had a chairwoman in the party who was sitting when we were deciding after the 2020 elections whether we will continue with the APNU or not because of the way we were being treated. And while we were at our meeting deliberating, she was on the phone talking with the agents who were guiding her. She was like a mole in the party. And then we said, man, this is enough, is enough. We are not going to be with the APNU anymore. It's too disrespectful for us. We can't choose whom we want to be minister. I mean, we were never allowed to take people off the list and say, well, put this WPA person. Everything was selected for us and so on by Granger and his people. And when we said, well, enough is enough, we're not going to continue, then the lady got about our chair, woman's seat and left the meeting. The next thing we heard that she was given a position in parliament. We vexed, we threw, we fret, but we ain't turning back from the people. And the APNU was never David Granger. The APNU is a movement. It is an organization that is beyond Granger and Harman and all of them that gone and said they gone with the PPP. And so when this time has come around, we know that we got to go back because as a united force, we can work together to defeat the common enemy, which is the PPP. We ain't running over to nobody because they're giving me nothing. We ain't come with APNU because they're giving me nothing. We have come because we have been struggling for years to free the people from the tyranny of the PPP. And so this business of not getting, is losing focus and not understanding the vision. And so we have to continue to preach and to speak and to admonish them. Today I was talking with a friend of mine. He's living in Canada, and he said he's appalled by the reasons that his nephews and nieces and so on are giving for voting for this person and for that other person and so on. That something is wrong with our minds. I heard a big woman I was traveling on the day of nominations. When I think people that sounds quite stupid. She in the bus, I was going up the box and I looked at her, she, I want the blue, I want the this, I got the this, and that. Don't bother with them after the election, they got to come together. They got to coordinate. I said, look at this woman who is so uninformed. Because at her age, she doesn't know that there can be no policing after the elections. coalition that must be formed has to be formed before the election. She's of the view that when you go to parliament, that they can coalesce and get rid of some sort of business thing, we need to put them some sense in their heads. You don't want to, because you're flashing with the car, because when you go and knock somebody in the car, or you don't have a follow-up contract, you lose the car because you don't have the record to pay for it. Some of them, they take their time to promise to the police. They end up in jail, right? Because they get a more contract, so they can't put you flying, so they got to do risky things. So we need to get a truck. Somebody must need to move something from point A to point B and use the truck. Get to ransom. Somebody will need to mix cement. But no, they won't do that. They want to buy a car to show off. So we need to educate our people too. We have work to do, right? And that work begins from at home. Now, with the APNU intent, there are several things which are publicized there. The support for small business, the support for farming communities, the support for children at school, the support for our athletes, and so on. But we must, at the same time, be respectful of all these efforts and vote so that it can come. Because it will not happen by magic if we don't vote for it. Right? So the first thing to do is we must make up our minds that we're going to put our mark there on the ballot first, September 1st, but we must not only stop at ourselves, we need to talk to our young people, our neighbors, because we are aware that many people are very, very much undecided as to what to do in these conditions. Victoria, I come back to you again. Sorry, I'll skip that one. Yeah, so let us look at what the APNU is offering. Because the APNU in this last approach African community up on par with the other communities. Just cut it out. All because they are Africans. While at the same time, he is throwing out money into Indian communities big time. And so Africans are made to suffer, and we must let our young people understand this. Yes, some of you may get contracts, but the bigger picture is Africans are suffering, and we need to stop that by voting APNU come September 1st. So, for Ghana to grow, the PPP must grow. Thank you, Brother McCray, for your insightful discourse. I want you to know that the young people who talk about their feelings being hurt. I talked about the WPA and our encounter. I mean, people do things, and they learn from things. But our leader is going to come and he will speak with you early morning. And he will not tell you that, but we know that he himself was not pleased with the way he was treated under the great administration. Martin was appointed advisor to the Minister on Youth. He never got advice on anything. And after 1 year, he was kicked out. All the three of them, he, Collins and the other one, were appointed advisors. The president said he didn't need advisors anymore. That's not been gone away. He didn't say join the PPP. Or he go in and join anybody. He stuck with the PNC because that is his foundation. And he knew that his opportunity would be coming to change the nature of things. So when the tax skipping is as though the party can change, that it's stuck in an old mode, they are living in an ancient time. This is a new movement, it's a new beginning, and it's the movement to take this country forward. Young people must understand that. And so, the organization you know me are Victoria too. Because you know stranger. Because when you had the east and the west side line, and I couldn't walk in and I had to put out a stick and take the dirt from public road and fetch it over and fetch it back out there. So I didn't walk in this village with the camera. Yes. And I was putting the PPP to shame. Because while Victoria was having problems with the roads, they were building a road to nowhere at John to the Seawall side, just behind the Women's Institute. Do you remember that? Good. And so when I tell you I have a clear idea of what the PPP has done to this community, like it has done to many African Guyanese communities across this country, I know what I'm talking about because I've been both. I come and I check it out. And so it's not guess. This is not guesswork. I know very well that what you're seeing from the PPP now is not love. It's well-being. It's not respect.
is bribery. The PPP comes into Victoria and they hug up the young people and they love up the young people because it's popular. A lot of the people, you said Travis bring them? Huh? Who? Alright. Whoever bring them, y'all must understand that they're just like the PPP, they don't love you. Because if they love you, they will not bring the enemy into your homes to plan to destroy you. I was saying on my program just the other day, I think perhaps this morning, or yesterday morning, that I saw a photograph with three shameless or shameful men who had the gumption, let me call it that, to publicize that after several weeks of jumping ship, or several years of jumping ship, only the other day, the so-called Vice President found time to meet with them. And when I looked at that photograph, I said, why they're telling you that these were former APNU strongmen? In actuality, what I see in that photograph is a dog handler who still the dogs to go and hunt the slaves. And so I don't see the two of them as anything else but slave catchers. And I'm sure you have a lot of them in this community. Like who is separating the PPP? Slave catcher. Slave catcher. So be very aware and be very careful, be very mindful of how you treat with the slave catchers in your community. And so you know it. And as old people say, feed them with a long spoon. Because the fact is, many of them dwell among us and they pretend as though they're feeling our pains. But in reality, what they do is that they hustle for themselves because they are hustlers and they use our young people in the community to take them to the PPP to show that they can bring people to the PPP so that they will live a hustle. And that is what has been going on in our communities. And we really and truly have to be mindful. We adults, elders, experienced people have to be prepared to be bold enough to tell our youths and tell our children, they are left to do this. According to the boys in school, they're doing a sort of butt. You I got to tell them that. Because the fact is, they just come. And since they just come, they don't know what the sacrifices are. They don't know what Victoria, among other African Guyanese communities, went through and what they survived. And so we have to put them to sit down and help them to understand that when Donald McKinnon was murdered, and then they did not next to the PPP, is that I said it now, is Shel Mohammed. Shel Mohammed is the father of Ajay Mohammed. He said we have two guns in the house. And since he has admitted that two of the guns in the house belong to them, I am saying that one of the guns that belong to them killed Maridana Bakino. And when the Phantom Squad and the Squad and the Black Police, and all of them were running up and down this country and killing all black people, children especially, they were being funded by big businessmen in Georgetown. I think they say that the Mohammeds represent the richest businessman or business family in this country. I am willing to put my head on the block that they money to fund me the Phantom Squad too. Brothers and sisters, we have to help all young people to understand. As they say, all the glitters is not gold. The exile that you see you often get from the leader of the group party, but they are advanced or something to be done. Don't watch the extra and tell yourself you won't get a daddy. Don't tell yourself you won't get a car. Because it was seen as well, a lot of our young people are lining up to get things, because lots of things are being offered, like $50,000 to take part in the nomination day parade. But you don't only get $50,000, you also get gun butts and kicks. And you got to understand that. Our young people have to understand that when they say the coalition didn't do much to them, one of the most important things the coalition did to them was protect them. Protect them from the likes of the Phantom Squad. Protect them from the likes of the Black Coast Police. Protect them from the likes of the killer squads. And so by protecting them, the coalition kept them alive to see 5 more years at least. And if you don't believe that, I want you to check from 2020 to now and see how many young African Guyanese boys and girls have been murdered in this country since the PPP got back into office. And check 5 years before the PPP, that is 2015 to 2020, and see how few, if any, were murdered. And then you're going to understand what happened. Not for once was an 11-year-old abducted and murdered under the coalition government, and our killer is protected. It has happened under the PPP. And so, brothers and sisters, young people, I want you to pay attention to that. But I don't come here to bring you all doom and gloom. I'm not saying all is lost. As a matter of fact, your decisions are not finalized until election morning. When you go into that booth and you place your X, that is the final straw. And so I'm saying you got from now to election morning to fix your minds. Because when you walk into that booth, the only thing you must be thinking is X for the palm, that you will palm the PPP out and you will replace them with the APNU coalition so that we can deliver to you good governance. A government that is going to function on the policies that put people first. And let me tell you about the few policies that put people first. First and foremost, let me remind you that a while ago the WPA said that anytime around 2025, Guyana will be in a place where they're pumping enough oil to offer to every citizen approximately $5,000 US dollars, approximately $1 million per household. And so we are at that point in this country where we are pumping so much oil that we believe in the WPA that the time has come for citizens to start drawing down on the oil money. And so we are saying that the ordinary government, inclusive of the WPA, will make cash grants, cash transfers available to citizens, not by waking up one morning and decide we debate by, we want votes, we want to give them up 100,000. We are going to make it by law. So every citizen in this country is going to be entitled by cash transfers by law. Not by no dictator waking up and deciding that, hey, we're going to buy some votes today, so we're going to give them $100,000. Let me break it down for the young people who say that the coalition didn't give them nothing. And the PPP gave them $100,000. $100,000 in 5 years is $20,000 a year. It's $20,000 a year. $20,000 a year divided by 12 months? Oh God, that must be hard. But I think it's about $1,500 a month. That is what the PPP has given to young people. And that can be able as they, and not only young people, but citizens I got to be able to do start the class really quick. The reality is, the North administration has promised you and is committed to giving to every young person who, for example, attends the university, $600,000 a year. If you are going to the University of Guyana, you get $600,000 a year. If you are in a primary school, that is primary to secondary, not tertiary, you guarantee for my calculation $300,000 a year. And I get it figure around, it might be more. Right? The Northern Coalition has committed to establishing a development bank so that young people who want to get into business have somewhere that they can turn to get financing to start their businesses. That's an empowerment. The Northern Coalition has committed itself to providing for citizens land and housing solution, in that they are not only giving you land, but they are making available to you houses that you can rent to own. And you know what else is important? When the coalition was in office, they reduced the age to the application of land to 80. And when the PPP went back into power, they raised it back to 21. The Northern Coalition is saying that once it is in power from September 1st, at age 18, you will be able to apply for lands again. You see what is happening here? This happens every single day across this country. Because the PPP tells you that we are building roads for you, and in actuality, what they build are footpaths. The average road built by the PPP in this country, especially in African Guyanese communities, 2 vehicles that a pedestrian can't use it at the same time. Recipe for chaos. Brothers and sisters, as I continue to encourage you, I want you to recognize the importance of voting and voting resoundingly on the morning of September 1st for the coalition. There are many who go around this country trying to tell our young people that it is okay to vote for them because they will be integral in removing the PPP from power. But let me tell you this, brothers and sisters, there's only one place you can vote if you really want to get the PPP out of office. If you really want to get the PPP out of office, there's only one place to put that X, and it is at the farm. Because the reality is, any place other than the farm you place your vote is a vote for the PPP. Any place other than the farm you place your vote is a vote for the PPP. Let me explain it to you. A lot of people tell themselves, like Brother Dion explained, that they can go to Parliament after election and pull their votes together, and they will get more votes than the PPP so they can form the government. That is not how it's done. The law says that whichever political party by itself gets the largest block of votes, they will form the government. And so every vote you put somewhere else, other than the plan, you are contributing to reducing the possibility of the camp getting the largest block of votes. And so if you really want to get rid of the PPP, you have to understand that the only place you should be putting your votes is at the farm, so you guarantee that they will get the largest block of votes. And so I'm reminding you, don't gamble with your future. Don't take a chance with your future. You have to be determined, you have to know what you want. And as far as I'm understanding, the time has come for us to see the backs of the PPP. And if we really want to see the backs of the PPP, then there are no other option to vote. Just vote for the party. You got to vote two places on the ballot, one at the top, one at the bottom. That is one national, one regional. And so you know that. And so your exit. Big and ugly, because the guy
As you simply do tonight is a warrior. You've been in the struggle since Noah was a youngster. Noah was in short pants. He continually and continuously fights against the racist kind type of Redkissoon and Rabbi Bear. We always have to confront them in the newspaper with his letters. And so he's going to come to you to speak with you now about the vision of the APNU and where WPA stands with that vision. Well, Takuma will say,
thank you, Mr. Chair, residents of Victoria. We come to the sacred land of our ancestors, the first village built by our people after we break the shackles of enslavement. And we demonstrated to the entire world the African consciousness about the importance of land for the survival of the community and the survival of the race. Tonight, we're standing here not to mix words. This is not the time for mixing of words. These elections are no ordinary election. These elections that will decide the destiny of the African people, whether we live prosperously and in dignity, or we continue to be subject to economic and political and social domination by the PPP. This is what these elections are about. Many people will tell you that the elections are about Guyana. Yes, an election being fought in a particular country is about that country. But the elections affect various sections of an election differently. And we in the Working People's Alliance come here tonight to discuss the African question and how these elections will impact the African people after the 1st of September. All the political parties are discussing the future of Guyana. Guyana is well taken care of by all the electoral parties. But they are not discussing the African question, and this is why we are here tonight to discuss the African question. We are crystal clear that the elections are only one aspect of democracy, and we are crystal clear that Guyana has a history of electoral fraud. And we are crystal clear that the PPP has a very clear intention to stay in power at all costs, and they're going to try to rig these elections from top to bottom. Therefore, we come tonight to tell Africans in Victoria, and Africans throughout the country, we have to get battle ready. There will be a major battle, and that battle starts when we go into the ballot box on September 1st. That is round 1 of the battle. And the WPA is crystal clear. We will not tell African people under no circumstances to accept the results of rigged elections, come hell or high waters. There will be no Guyana after the 1st of October. If the PPP tries to rig the elections, we will transform this whole country into a battlefield of struggle and resistance. That is our commitment to you. And we say to you, get battle ready. Get battle ready, and we must tell our young people. You see, the problem we have with our young people are part of our own doing. The history of African people from slavery to the present is one of resistance. We broke the back of enslavement by resistance. We contribute in the 70s, the majority of the African population was part of that development. Many of you don't know that throughout this hemisphere, throughout the South America, the end of slavery, Africans were the majority in terms of population. But when the Europeans began to develop these parts after slavery, Africans became a minority. But the country is developed. So don't let nobody fool you that because the country is developing is any guarantee that you and your community will get development. You have to be clear and you have to fight purposefully for development. And we are saying on this platform, we choose to say certain things from the WPA platform out of respect for our allies in the APNU who are more sophisticated electoral politicians. And we have confidence in their wisdom, but we also have self-confidence in our own understanding of the plight of this country. And we believe that Africans have to be spoken to in this campaign, in these elections, in a way that many in the APNU will not feel inappropriate, but we believe it is appropriate because we have one shot at this business. We want you to understand it crystal clear. If we lose these elections and we accept the rigging, we can write off the future of our country and write off the future of Africa. This is how serious it is. There's going to be no chance of another time. No chance for another time. Because what's going to happen? There is a flow of oil money and more developments. More and more people of a different color going to be entering into the country. And they're going to be a concerted alliance of foreigners and the straight here people to oppress us. And you're going to be on the double oppression. And this is the moment to stop it. If we don't stop it on September 1st, we will regret for all times, and our ancestors will curse us as not worthy of their sacrifice. So, Victoria, in closing, I say to you to get back already. There is time between now and September 1st. The battle has to start in our household. We have to wage that battle among ourselves. Because the army that goes to battle divided is guaranteed to fail. You need unity as the starting for success. And in this election battle, every African vote is extremely important. And we are not simply voting to make Comrade Norton the president of Guyana. That is part of it. But we are voting to guarantee the next generation, another generation, another generation of Africans to live with dignity. And I say to Victoria, get battle ready. Wage to battle come September 1st. Thank you.
Thank you, Brother Takuma, for urging the brothers and sisters of Victoria and all those who are watching across Guyana to be battle ready. The seriousness of these elections should not be lost on us. It is a critical moment in our history. Jackie has already announced that he will be doing some selective importation of labor. And when you talk about selective importation of labor, you know who they're going to bring. According to the law, if you're a member of the Commonwealth, which means you are a native of any country that was governed by the British, you can come here, and after 1 year, you will be eligible to vote. And they already are advertising in India, in Bangladesh, and those places for nurses and teachers and so on. So that, as Brother Owen said, we are going to run the risk of becoming consumed in the next few years. APNU is going out to African communities. They were in vigilance yesterday, I think. And they're just doing out things, they're making promises. And they have the people of vigilance and so on who went to that meeting filling out land application forms. The thing is, with these contracts and these forms and all these things that they're giving you, you're not getting it. You're getting the small contracts, yes, as I pointed out, but this promise of land and all of that, you don't have the land yet, elections are coming, they're not going to give you before. They're holding you in abeyance to say that if you don't vote for me, you're not going to get it. But don't be fooled. Vote APNU, everything will come to you. Don't be fooled by these promises. They ain't given you since when some people apply since. Why didn't give it before? So, we have to be smart. We cannot allow ourselves to be bought easily by people who believe that they're smarter than us and that we're stupid. Because that's their thing. I have to speak to you next. The leader of the world. Go ahead, Peter. Let the music play. It's a really leadership with quality. We have a leader for the Blue Party who cannot face the press. Because he get the blame. He can't answer nothing. And you want to run a country. And young people, I don't understand. This is Professor David Haynes. We not doing. We have doctors, we have lawyers, people of caliber who can take Guyana forward. If you look, Irfan is another joker, and me running behind a bigger joker. People of quality to lead this country. Dr. David Haynes. Together we build now.
Good night, Victoria. We are attacking with full force. You all don't know. Because these are serious times. It's good to be among family. You all look so relaxed. Sit down, your chair, your bench. And that is how they buy this village, you know. They just sit down, and they have the old lady they can run. Picnic, bush latte. Ay, ay, ay. It's so nice to be here tonight under God's skies. We didn't bring anybody here by bus. We didn't give them jersey with $5,000 inside. You came here tonight because you're patriots. You came here tonight because you're warriors. You came here tonight because you know better than men. They say that I have committed a big crime in this country. And the crime they say that I'm guilty of is asking black people to stick together. You know, 5 years ago we made an assessment and we projected our minds to 2025. And we concluded in the WPA that for us to win the 2025 election, we need every single vote from the PNC, APNU, WPA base. Make no mistake about it. They say that the PPP base is sticking together. They're not going anywhere. And that the PNC coalition base, people going to this party and that party and the other party. I see my brother telling me, and I know we are a country of sellers. The lines in the market don't determine this thing. Rice, a shelf, and rice a pot are two different kinds of rice. And on election day, September 1st, I have supreme confidence in the people of this village and other villages to go out and do the right thing. I want to join my brother Ogunsi to say we take some impasse in this country. But if they dare rig this election, we're not taking that I want it to go loud and clear to the country and to the world that we fought slavery and beat slavery. We fought colonialism and we beat colonialism. And they get two donkeys running this country and we will beat those two donkeys. One donkey named I and one named B. And we're going to beat those two donkeys. Sisters and brothers,
be ready for them.
then we don't know. Let us understand that our vote is not simply something to mark an X. Our vote is our dignity. Our vote is our dignity. They took a lot from us during slavery. They took a lot from us during colonialism. They took a lot from us since 1992. But one thing that is remained is our dignity. And your dignity is your culture, is your soul. when your belly button starts to grow, that's where the dignity there. And on September 4th, when you go to mark that 60th, you are marking your dignity on those borders. We make no bones about where we stand. We have got to take this country in hand. Every single thing is wrong about this country. They say we're the fastest growing economy, but we have 48% poverty. Let me explain to you all what I mean. It means half of our people are earning $1,100 Guyana dollars per day or less. I don't have to explain that to you all. You all understand what it means. Half of our people earning $1,100 Guyana dollars or less. And I can guarantee you that that percentage is large among Amerindians and among Africans. And that is an impasse that an APNU government will put a stop to. We want you to get out of poverty. When the APNU says we will give you cash transfers, it's not to make you feel we're giving you free money. It's to get you out of poverty. When we give the workers in agreement with their unions 35% pay raise, it's not just to make them laugh, but it's to get us out of poverty. When we raise all age pension from 40,000 to 100,000, it's to get us out of poverty. There is no free money. The only entity in this country that gets free money is the government. The government don't get up and put on clothes to go to work in the morning. The government don't come out and sell beer in front of funeral. The government don't get up and burn cocaine. So when they tell you that we promising you free money, tell them go to hell. We are transferring your money to you. Money that was owed for us as Africans, it go way back. Let me tell you all something. The WPA is serious about poverty. If we get poverty right, we get everything right. The things that our young people have to do, to compromise their dignity because they're poor. They're taking advantage of our young people, encouraging them to sell their votes, to sell their birthright. Then we will ensure that when you get out of poverty, you will not be in a position where they can come and buy your votes. My brothers, I've told you that we are saying we will take 10% of the oil money and we will divide it among each household, not each individual over 18. Because when they give the 100,000 to individuals over 18, our little girls were 17 and got 2 children, through no fault of theirs, they didn't get the 100,000. But when we talk about household, we are talking about a pot. So if you live a town, you pick the river bottom, you top with your family, your daughter and son, they downstairs to their family, they sleep at. And we are saying each household, based on our calculation, would get $1 million per year. So that household will get $3 million. $1 million is a pot. All of a sudden, they are still maybe going to get the money from. 57% of $1.3 million going to road and bridge. And the road and the bridge is the conduit for their pocket. They are big pockets. They're picking big pockets, passing it through the road and the bridge, and going in the pocket and the mango. And so we are saying, if you cut spending on roads and bridges by 20%, you get enough left over for each household to get $1 million every year by law. Since 1999, when arbitration said that public servants should get a big raise, the PPP did not give them the raise. From 1999 to now, public servants getting 5%, 3%, 4%, while other category of workers, cane cutters, cane harvesters, are earning more than teachers. It's good that cane harvesters are earning money. They deserve it. But teachers who teach our country, nurses who nurse us back to health, policemen who guard us when we sleep, our soldiers who have to stand up with slingshots against Venezuela bazooka, they deserve more money. So we're gonna raise public servant wages by 35%. We will talk to the unions. And if the unions say 35 can work, 40% don't work, WPA go back to the unions. And the money that they owe the public servants from 1999, WPA is saying, instead of that money, give each public servant a piece of land. Who wanted it on flat? Go take it on flat. Who wanted to get a ground picnic? Go get a ground picnic. Who wanted to farm? Will farm. That is money that is owed to public servants since 1999. Land and money. When our foreparents were buying Victoria, and they watched across the land, they said, oh, Jesus Christ, look at land of that country. They understood the importance of land. And so we will propose to our Northern government that teachers' money, we give them a plot of land. Nurses, government workers, policemen and women, we give them a plot of land. Sisters and brothers, some of our young people are saying, when we were in office the last time, we didn't do anything for them. That is not true.
They didn't give us a chance.
We didn't have all the money We were in power for 3 years. So we didn't have the time to do as much as we could have done. But here's what I'm saying. 2 things. One is not just what a government can do for you. It's what a government don't do to you. And let me tell you all tonight, an APNU government from 2015 did not murder Cleveland Backers. They did not murder Orange Boston. They did not murder Peter Henry. They did not murder Crummy Wing. They did not murder Waddle. They did not murder 400 young men by the phantoms. Sisters and brothers, young 11-year-old, the APNU never murder or cover up the murder of any 11-year-old child in this country. And we are saying, in the first 100 days of an APNU government, we will use the powers of government to ensure that there is an independent investigation of Adriana's murder. And we can guarantee you, the killers who are walking here in Diana will be brought to book. The PPP must say to us, who started the Phantom Squad? They're telling us who's smuggled. They tell us who linking up with Venezuelans to smuggle. Let them tell us who formed the Phantom Squad. And is anybody who formed the Phantom Squad running for office? The people must tell us. They must tell us. Sisters and brothers, the Henry boys, they swapped them by. They swapped Adriana. And the swappers will have to face justice after September 1. An APNU government did not and will not break down people's homes at Moko and stand up on the chest of black women. An APNU government didn't do that, and an APNU government will not do that. It's not just what government do for you, it's what government don't do to you. For the 3 years plus 2 that APNU was in office, the killing of black men, black young men had stopped. The police were acting properly. But once the PPP came back to office, they set up a rogue squad in the police. And so tonight, I want to say to you all, this police force has beautiful black men and women. They are our sons. They are our daughters. They make tremendous sacrifice. A lot of them cannot speak. And so on this platform tonight, I want to say, we speak for you, Mr. Policeman. We speak for you, Mr. Policewoman. And come September 1st, you know what to do. You know what to do. Let me don't throw away the babies. My brother said, we have to manage our young people. Because some of them are misguided. And when they find out on September 1st, and I hope it's not many of them, when they find out that they would have made a mistake, you know what they will say? But I have big people, big man. You will see me making a mistake when you didn't pull me back. So we got to work with them because they are victims of circumstances. I want to say something very frankly here tonight. Part of the problem we are facing is that some of our well-to-do people, these Sufi people, they decided that Aubrey Norton was not fit to be president. And for 2 years, they waged war against him. They call him all kinds of names. They say he don't smile. They say he just drink at the road corner. They say all kinds of things. And I want to say that we in the Working People's Alliance, we took a decision that we would stand with Aubrey Norton on a battle of principle. This country has to realize that we are moving on. And that black boys and black girls with dark skin could be president too. Yes, there were lawyers and doctors in the old days. And we still have lawyers and doctors. But our lawyers and doctors are coming from the bowels of the poor and the powerless. And Aubrey Norton comes from the poor and the powerless. He's human. I am human. You are human. We all have our rough edges. But when we put our shiny edges together, we become a sharp weapon in our hand. And that is what they are afraid of. If, I don't know, quickly, I was married. I wish I'm married too. If all of them two donkey can marry, I wish I'm married too. If them leopard that can swing two walls together can marry, I wish I'm married too. And so our task is before us. You all have to vote and to get votes, to bring in votes. On election day, everybody has to be a worker because the rigors will be out on election day. And election day is going to be a day of electoral war. No more will we accept ballot boxes without statutory documents. Nowhere, no more will we accept people who are not in Guyana voting on election day. Nowhere will we accept on September 1st that people voting. Sisters and brothers, she has admitted that fraud going on. They find people who get registration ID card that never register. And Nami says so. I know quickly. And Nami says so. And the Chinese says so. And Nami says so. G-Com says so. They say fraud is happening in G-Com. So we are fighting several battles. We are fighting for our vote to bring home the victory. We are fighting against rigged election. We are fighting for our dignity. I want to say to the men It's good to see a man come out tonight. They will say, woman piaba, man piaba. And we want man piaba because them woman always defending me. Them woman piaba always defend me. And I want to call on the men at this election, stand up on your piaba. Because we need our men to come out and to protect our women. One of our women guarding a big shop place. He come in, he drink, he rum, and he come in, and he spit in his face. Can you remember? After September 1st, they will not spit in another African woman's face in this country. Sisters and brothers, we are moving on. We have a date. We have a date with destiny. We have a date with freedom. We have a date with justice. And I say to you all tonight, we are people of deep faith. We are people of deep spirit. We are the only people when we hold our spiritual work. We include the spirits of all ancestors. We are the only race that all our nation walk. We invoke the spirits of all the ethnic groups, but we also have our own groundwork, that the African walk. And we are calling on you on September 1st to plant the groundwork in full force. Sheriff Duncan said, pace and power. Pace and power. I say tonight, attack with full force. Let nobody stand in your way. Stand up and show this world that you are somebody. We are the only group in this country, the only political force in this election that can look you in the eye and say to you that we will not assault your dignity. That is why we chose the palm. Our hands do not have blood. Raise the palms in the night sky. No blood on this ground. No blood on this ground. And that is why we can come to you. And we can say, in the name of God, in the name of the ancestors, no blood on this ground. And I say to you that every government will make a mistake or two. But I want to say to you tonight, to make a pledge to you, Victoria, that if David Ayers and Takulo Ogunsi and Brother Dion and Brother Kidap and Brother Elton and all those who feel us something, if we are in government, we will look out for you. I will wage war inside the government if they even dare to think that they're going to war. And I can say with confidence that in our experience over the last year of dealing with Brother Aubrey Norton, he has displayed a sense of fairness that we did not see in some other leaders. All politicians are false. But I want to say tonight that we have done a good job of holding this coalition together. You know, we have an understanding that when we win this election, what role WPA will play. We know what role we will play in Parliament. We know what role we play in government. We did not go to North and demand 65%. We did not go to North and demand this position and that position. We have a memorandum that we signed with the APNU, and we did it quietly, and we keeping it close to the best. You will know when we win the election what we negotiated. Old people say, sometimes you must make life easy. We must say you must make life, but there is a time and a season for everything. And we want to say that we want to be an example. We want to be an example to you who wake up every day and to give us hope. I am now retired, but I see people every day in my village, Buxton, and when I travel around, 5 o'clock in the morning, hustling to go to work, hustling to bring out the tray, hustling to start cooking, holding the children's hands. It gives me hope. It gives us hope. And so we are moving to the promised land. That land of milk and honey that was promised to us in 1838. But we know more than many people that any milk and honey will come when we fight for it. We never got anything easy. We are the only people in this country that was not given land. We bought our lands. Victoria was bought. Victoria was not a gift. Your foreparents didn't go to the bank and take a mortgage to buy this land. We are a people of money understanding, but we do money different. We do money different. It's not that we don't know how to make money. Young people meet me and they tell me about some business ideas. We are a cooperative people. That is why this country is called the Cooperative Republic. And this village was the first cooperative village that was going to big up itself. Dr. Martin Luther King said, the night before he was murdered in Memphis, Tennessee, he said, I've been to the mountaintop and I've seen the promised land. I may not get there with you, but I will get there with you. But you as a people, we as a people will get there. We have been to many mountaintops and we've seen down in the valley. We have come down in the valley and we have walked. We have crawled in order to survive. But we always did it with a straight back, erect, standing tall, and saying to the world, here we are. And every time and all times, we are called upon to lift this country out of trouble. And this country is in trouble. This country is in a lot of trouble. They put guns in the hands of our young men to kill themselves. When we take power, we're going to take those guns off the streets. How many more? How many more? The only people who can stop it is us. Women hold our head and cry. For son has been shut down in the street and died. All because of the system. And this system must change. This system will change. And with your help, your love, your tenacity, your presumptuousness, your bumptiousness, your good troubleness, we are going to do it together. And come September 1, we shall sing that anthem that we know so well. The Lion of Judah shall break every chain and give us the victory again and again and again. Put those palms in the air. Victoria, I love you. We love you. And with that love, thank you very much. And with that mutual love, we are moving to that beautiful shore. That beautiful, beautiful shore. And when we get there, we shall say, we are all soldiers of Africa, soldiers of the Caribbean, soldiers of Guyana. And we move many mountains. And this last mountain, we shall move out the way once more. Thank you very much.
Consul.
Thank you very much, Dr. Davis Hines, for your exhortation here this evening. I want to thank you, people of Victoria, for coming out. And remember, the task is to talk to them young people.
Let me get
Emancipation thing, right?
I want to apologize for Brother Aubrey. He got stuck in an unexpected meeting, so he was not able to be here tonight. But the APNU will be back in this village with a big rally in 2 weeks' time, and the leader will be there. And I hope you have represented it well tonight. Thank you.
All right, so the next big event is the Emancipation Celebration in Buxton. The main speaker is Brother Aubrey Norton. Of course, your listeners will be there, and so we expect that you're going to come out in your numbers to celebrate emancipation, because we're emancipating ourselves from the PPP from September 1. Good night, Victoria. I'm blessed to bless you all for the night. See you as we continue.